If you're thinking about open-ear headphones and you're the kind of sporty, active type, you need to watch this video. Shokz has been around since 2011 and is a leader in the open-ear headphone market, which means you're in good hands. And I've got two pairs of Shokz to show you today, which is quite hard to say. The first one is the OpenFit Air. These cost £119 and go on sale on the 5th of June. And we're promised a secure fit and effortless comfort. These OpenFit Air are designed for working out, commuting, using in the office, and while you're pottering around in the house. Then we have the OpenSwim Pro, which cost £169 and are available again from the 5th of June. They're made for swimming, running, cycling, triathlons, hiking, and a fair bit more. There's a reason you're watching this video. You want to choose between these two earbuds. Well, they're headphones technically, but regardless, you want to pick the right one, and I'm going to help you do that. Shokz is sponsoring this video, but every opinion you're about to hear is my own. Let's start with the OpenFit Air. And these use air conduction technology to send music into your ears while leaving the ear canal completely free. They feature this innovative air ear hook, which uses ultra-fine 0.75mm flexible alloy wire to keep the earbud in place. And yes, I did have to read that because it's quite technical. But they also have this teardrop shaped design which minimizes pressure on your ears. Shokz has worked really hard to make sure these fit on as many different ear types as possible. If you're wondering where the Air name came from, it's because they have a 25.5-degree angle which moves the center of gravity closer to the ear, making them not technically, but theoretically as light as air. And they've also got this beveled driver housing, which means it sits very conveniently inside your ear. In terms of their features, they have direct pitch technology for open ear listening, Shokz Open Bass Air for premium sound, up to 28 hours of playback with a charging case, and you can get 2 hours of playback with a 10-minute charge. They've got multi-point pairing for 2 devices, IP54 water and sweat resistance, and they have high-quality voice calls with 4 mics. But what are these like to use? Starting with comfort, these are incredibly comfortable. They aren't literally as light as air because that's impossible, but they do disappear very quickly. And that lack of pressure really does make a big difference. If you intend on wearing these all day long, which a lot of people do with open ear earbuds, you won't feel them. They don't fatigue, they don't get annoying. And if you're wondering, yes, you can wear them with glasses, which mine aren't here, they're over there somewhere, but you can wear them with glasses and helmets and most things that you attach to your head that you might need for, sporty activity. But the big winner for me personally is at the gym, because I've stopped wearing in-ear earbuds when I'm doing weight training, because they just fall out all the time. Whereas with these, and please excuse the footage here, they stay in. They don't fall out, they don't get annoying, I don't have to keep readjusting them. They just stay there and enable me to hear my favorite podcast. And that beveled driver housing, which is this thing here, does a very good job. I think they look great as well. I love this white color, but you can get them in pink and also black as well. They look premium, I think, for the price. They're very, very well made. That feels like it could take a lot of stick on the ears. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think they look rather nice. Now, they do have touch controls, which isn't my favorite type of control on a pair of earbuds, but it doesn't matter on these because you're not always readjusting them. That's the biggest problem with touch controls, is that when you readjust a pair of earbuds, you keep hitting play and pause and all that sort of stuff. You don't with these because you put them in and that's it. And you can change what the touch controls do in the app. Okay, let's talk about sound, and these Shokz OpenFit Air use something called direct pitch technology, which basically sends the sound into your ear, but it does so without filling up your ear canal. And they minimize how much sound leakage you get. Now, you do still get leakage. It's impossible not to. I've not heard a pair of earbuds or headphones that don't leak sound to some degree, but given how these are designed, it's amazing how little you can hear if you're not wearing them. Inside, we have an 18 by 11mm driver unit, and it does a very good job of sending clear audio into your ears. You're not going to get thundering bass. That isn't possible due to physics. What they should do is give you clear, loud enough not to be damaging for your hearing, but clear, loud audio, and these do that job very well. And the bass is actually pretty good. These aren't about audiophile quality, they're just about getting decent, loud enough music or podcasting into your ears. And they do it brilliantly. There's also an EQ in the app, so you can change the EQ if you want to, but I've been impressed with these. In a very noisy gym, I could hear them very clearly. But what you get in return is the best transparency mode ever. And that's because your ears aren't obstructed, which means you can hear your kid in the other room, you can hear traffic while you're out running on the road, on the you know what I mean? If you're out about running and doing stuff and you need to be aware of your surroundings, and that works fantastically for calling as well, because you can hear yourself perfectly. And those 4 mics do a very good job of picking up your own voice. Okay, so who are the OpenFit Air for? If you want to keep your earbuds in all day and be aware of everything that's going around you, but still hear your music or your podcast or your ebook perfectly, these are for you. If you want to work out without having to constantly readjust your earbuds or picking them up off the floor when you're doing weight training, these are for you. But the OpenFit Air are very versatile, so for working out, daily commuting, studying, and my personal favourite, which doesn't always get mentioned, caring for people at home. So if, like me, you've got a young kid and you need to hear what's going on in the other room, you can. If you've got an elderly relative that you're looking after, or just someone who needs your care, the fact that you can still hear them and hear whatever it is that you want to listen to, it makes these unbeatable. But don't go just yet, because these are very interesting. Right, onto the OpenSwim Pro. These have IP68 waterproofing, and they can be submerged in up to 2 meters of water for 2 hours, which gives you an idea of what these are for. But it isn't just that. They feature Bluetooth and MP3 modes, which I'll explain in a moment, and they have 32 gig of storage on board, which equates to about 8,000 songs. And you can transfer songs to them very easily via the USB cable. Just like the OpenFit Air, the OpenSwim Pro feature an open ear design, but these use bone conduction. They feature premium pitch 2 technology and sports optimized physical buttons. You get up to 9 hours of listening time from a full charge, which is very impressive, and a 10-minute charge delivers 3 hours of listening time. They also have multi-point pairing for 2 devices, which is nice, and although there's no charging case, you do get this very nice breathable pouch, which feels very nice and slips into your gym bag very easily. Onto comfort, and just like the OpenFit Air, these slip onto your ears very easily and they stay there. You don't have to readjust them. I've tried these kind of neckband type earbuds before, and they can be a pain because they kind of slip backwards or kind of come off a little bit. These don't move. They sit there perfectly. There's no clamping force, there's no pressure. You can feel them, absolutely, because they're bone conduction. They have to sit just in front of your ears. They don't feel uncomfortable at all. I've tested these while running out on the road, on the treadmill, weight training, and swimming. And it's the latter, as you might guess, where these really shine. I don't do much swimming personally. I don't really enjoy it, if I'm being completely honest, but wearing headphones while swimming is a completely different experience. Yesterday I dusted off my trunks and went swimming at my gym. And while I was swimming, and there's no footage of this because I can't film in my gym swimming pool, obviously, but while I was doing it, I was listening to a podcast, and that is a mesmerizing experience. And equally, if you get a bit bored swimming, or if you just need the motivation with your favorite playlist, you need these. And again, because these are an open ear design, I could hear everything going on in that incredibly noisy swimming pool. And if you're wondering, yes, I could hear my podcast and the music I tried out as well perfectly. And yes, you can hear these underwater. Oh, and the physical buttons are fantastic. So we have one here which controls the playback, and then we have 2 just beneath here, which I can show you, which control volume up and down, and they're used for Bluetooth pairing, and you can use them to switch from MP3 to Bluetooth mode, which I'll come on to in a moment. Let's talk about sound, and again, just like the OpenFit Air, you can't expect massive, huge bass out of these because of the design. They use bone conduction technology, which is very safe, by the way. There's nothing to worry about with that. What you should expect is, again, loud, clear audio. And they do that fantastically. They also have an EQ setting in the app, so you can change it from standard for music to a voice optimized mode if you listen to a lot of ebooks and podcasts. When it comes to getting sound out of these, there's two options. The first one is regular Bluetooth, so you connect them to your phone like any pair of earbuds or headphones, and they work as you would expect. The other option is when you press and hold these two buttons here, and it turns them into MP3 mode. And that means you can leave your phone somewhere secure and just use these on their own. And that's because they have 32 gig of memory built in, which is a stunning amount, I think, for the size of these earbuds. Particularly when you bear in mind that the previous generation had just 4 gig. And they can accept MP3s, WAV, FLAC, AAC, basically you're covered. They basically appear as an external drive on your computer, and you just drag across your music. And in the app you can change how these play back the music, so either start to finish, shuffle, repeat. It's really straightforward. I think if you do a lot of swimming, if you go hiking where you lose your phone signal and you can't stream music, that MP3 mode, it's really going to be very, very useful. And yes, if you're wondering, you can take calls with these and they work very, very well. So who should buy these? As mentioned, if you do a lot of swimming or activities where you may not have your phone on you all the time, but they do work just as well in the house, in the office, walking the dog, even in the shower. Yes, I have been wearing these in the shower. I would be careful with shampoo. That's not an issue for me, obviously. After a long day's graft in the office, you're having a nice shower. You stick these on, you listen to your podcast, you listen to your favorite music. Ooh, you've left your phone in the other room. Doesn't matter. You can hit the MP3 mode. It's quite an experience. Anyway, guys, over to you. Are you going to go for the OpenFit Air or the OpenSwim Pro? Let me know in the comments section, and if you've still got some time, keep watching for another video, which I think you'll enjoy.